Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Akaji-san. Thanks for the suggestion, Akaji. You asked, how is soy sauce made? If you've ever dipped your sushi, marinated your meat, or accidentally poured too much of that salty goodness on your rice, you've probably wondered, what's actually inside this dark, magical liquid? Today, we're uncovering the surprisingly funky and fascinating journey of how humble soybeans get transformed into one of the world's oldest and most flavorful sauces. So, if you've ever been curious about the science, the history, or the moldy magic behind soy sauce, stick around, because we're cracking open the bottle right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with the basics. Soy sauce begins with soybeans. Shocking, I know, but that's not the whole story. You also need roasted wheat, salt, and water. So basically, the four horsemen of flavor: beans, bread, brine, and patience. The soybeans are first cooked until they're nice and soft, like the texture of mashed potatoes that cried a little too much. Then they're mixed with roasted wheat, which adds sweetness and aroma. Together, they make a lovely base for what comes next. And what comes next is mold. Yep, mold. But not the bad kind, growing on that leftover sandwich in your fridge. This is a special mold called Aspergillus oryzae, also known as koji mold. It's the same magical fungus used to make miso and sake. When this mold gets added to the soybeans and wheat, it starts breaking down their proteins and starches into amino acids and sugars, the building blocks of flavor. This mixture, now called koji, smells surprisingly pleasant, kind of like a bakery that's been working overtime. Now that we have our koji, it's time to introduce it to some friends: salt water and thyme. This new mixture is called moromi, and it's going to sit around and ferment for months, sometimes up to a whole year. During this time, bacteria and yeast get busy doing their thing, breaking down the mixture even further, developing deep, savory flavors, and transforming it into something that smells, well, let's just say, unique. The fermentation tanks are basically soy sauce hot tubs. The microbes are chilling, mingling, throwing molecular parties, and creating all the compounds that make soy sauce taste rich, salty, and slightly sweet. And honestly, this stage is where the magic happens. If you walked into a soy sauce factory, this is the point where your nose would both thank and hate you. The smell is strong, like salty bread soup mixed with mystery, but trust the process. Because the longer the fermentation, the better the sauce. After months of fermentation, we've got a thick, chunky paste that looks absolutely nothing like soy sauce. So, what do we do now? We squeeze it. Traditionally, the fermented moromi is wrapped in cloth and pressed to extract the liquid gold. The liquid that drips out is unpasteurized soy sauce, fresh from the bean spa. The leftover solids? Those get recycled or turned into animal feed. At this stage, the soy sauce looks dark and tastes potent, like concentrated umami thunder. But it's not quite ready for your sushi yet. Next comes pasteurization. The soy sauce is gently heated to kill off any remaining microbes, stabilize the flavor, and develop its signature aroma. This step also gives it that deep, glossy color we all recognize. Once it's pasteurized, it's filtered, bottled and shipped off to your kitchen, where it will live forever on your dining table, usually next to vinegar and always with the cap mysteriously sticky for some reason. Now, not all soy sauce is made the traditional way. Some cheaper versions skip the months-long fermentation and go full speed with a chemical process called acid hydrolysis. Basically, they take soy protein, mix it with hydrochloric acid, and let it dissolve in a few days. Then, they neutralize it, color it, and flavor it to imitate real soy sauce. It's faster, cheaper, and smells a bit like disappointment. It gets the job done in cooking, but it doesn't have that complex, rounded flavor that comes from actual fermentation. So if your soy sauce tastes like salty water with an identity crisis, it's probably the chemically brewed kind. So, why does soy sauce taste so good? It's all thanks to glutamic acid, one of the amino acids produced during fermentation. It's the same compound that gives foods like mushrooms, cheese, and tomatoes their savory kick. That's why just a splash of soy sauce can make bland noodles taste like a five-star meal. It's umami in liquid form, a flavor bomb that's been perfected over centuries. Fun fact, the Japanese word umami literally means pleasant, savory taste. And if soy sauce could talk, it would absolutely brag about being the OG of umami. So, there you have it. Soy sauce isn't just salty brown liquid. It's a masterpiece of controlled decay, microscopic teamwork, and centuries-old craftsmanship. The next time you drizzle soy sauce over your food, remember, you're tasting the result of a long, slow conversation between soybeans, wheat, salt, and time. A conversation that lasted months, just so you could say, needs more soy sauce. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.